Hey guys, welcome to your new moon and summer solstice yoga. So the summer solstice falls on June 20th and the new moon is on June 21st. So I figured I'd combine them, just make one big awesome yoga class, and they kind of go hand in hand. So the new moon this month is going to be in Cancer. So Cancer, a water sign, usually known for being super emotional. I'm also a water sign of Pisces, so I get it. And the summer solstice, also known as midsummer or Litha, if you're into the super witchy stuff, it's about abundance. It's about getting outside and just celebrating the longest day of the year and all of your abundance that you've had. All of everything that has kind of grown in spring comes to fruition in summer, and just celebrating the sun, which also there is a solar eclipse on the same, solar eclipse on the same day. So there's a lot of astrological stuff going on. Mercury also goes into retrograde, I believe on the 17th or the 18th, and I also have a Mercury retrograde yoga for that if you're interested. But yeah, so a lot of stuff happening, but it's very positive stuff. It's just going to bring in a lot of abundance for us. But to bring in that abundance, first we need to kind of work through any blockages that we might have, anything that's kind of stopping us from getting to that abundance, right? So when we look at Cancer, again, Cancer rules the emotions. Cancer also rules your sixth chakra, which is your third eye chakra. So right here, you might see drawings and stuff that depict it as literally having an eye right here on your forehead. Basically, your third eye chakra rules intuition, again, your feelings, your emotions. Sorry, I have notes. That's why I keep looking just so I remember everything. Yeah, and this is imagination, creativity, psychic ability, if you believe in that. So we're going to be focusing on the third chakra, or the third eye chakra, and we're also going to be focusing on what Cancer rules. So the body parts that Cancer rules are kind of everything right in the middle here. So the breast, the female reproductive organs, so all that good stuff up in here, and also digestion. So we're going to be doing a lot of twists today because, again, like I said, we need to release these blockages, release all this stuff that we might be holding on to that's stopping us from getting to that abundance. So we're going to be doing a lot of twists today, a lot of digestive work, a lot of just breaking through blockages, also with our third eye chakra, because if our third eye chakra is blocked, our intuition doesn't really work. And the biggest part of this class of the new moon in Cancer of your third eye chakra is trusting your intuition and being open. So opening up that third eye, opening up like all of this right here, all the digestion, just being open. So that's why our mantra for this class is I'm open to receive. It is very simple. It kind of covers a lot of stuff. You can add on whatever you prefer to the end of that. So I'm open to receive abundance. I am open to receive good things, all of that jazz. So yeah, might as well go ahead and get started. I do recommend having some blocks with you for this practice. We are going to be working on half moon pose. That's a balance that kind of, you might need a couple blocks if you've never done it before, or if you just need them, totally okay. Just keep them nearby. If you don't have blocks, you can always use Harry Potter book, textbook, anything to kind of help you up. So yeah, we're going to get started in Supta Baddha Konasana. So on our backs, this is just a Savasana variation with open hips. So you can find your way to your back. Make yourself comfortable on your mat. Take up space here. And then when you're ready, you can just bring your feet bottoms together to touch. Open up the hips. So again, this is just like your butterfly pose, except we're reclined. Now, if this is too much on your hips or maybe too much on your knees, you can go ahead and place your blocks kind of right under your thighs or right under your knees just to give yourself that extra support if you need it. And you can place your hands on your stomach, on your heart. You can place them on the ground, palms facing up to receive energy, palms facing down to get grounded. I recommend palms facing up for this class just because, again, our mantra is we're open to receive. And just close your eyes here. And as always, we bring the focus to our breath. Just noticing it as it goes in and out through your nose. Bringing ourselves to the present, to our mats, and checking in. Taking inventory here, see how you're feeling. And see if there's any blockages that you can just instantly feel. Maybe you're sore in a certain area or really tight in a certain area. Maybe the blockage is mental or emotional and you can just kind of feel, you know, those feelings blocked up, or maybe, again, you can't trust your intuition. You're like, I'm not sure, should I do this, should I do that? Just take notice of them. Again, practice non-judgment, non-attachment, so don't judge yourself for these blockages. It's okay, it's a part of life, and we're going to work through them today. The summer solstice is midsummer. If you'd like to celebrate it after this class, go outside, watch the sunset, watch the sunrise, eat some fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. You could take a Litha bath with maybe some fresh flowers. It's all about that freshness, that abundance. Cook a meal with your family. Focus on the home, maybe plant, maybe tend to your garden. And that's exactly what we're doing today in this class. We're tending to our garden on the inside. So we're going to take some deep community breaths here. So I want you to take a really big inhale in through the nose. Feel the chest expand, the belly expand. And open mouth, exhale. Big inhale in through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. One more just like that. Big inhale in. And open mouth, exhale. Alright, when you're ready, if you're in that Supta Baddha Konasana, just go ahead, gently close the legs. You can windshield wiper out your legs for just a moment. Now we're just going to take a very gentle reclined pigeon here, reclined hip stretch. So keeping your feet bottoms on the mat, I just want you to bring your right ankle to your left thigh. So we're just going to stay right here for now. You can maybe press on that thigh a little bit just to open that hip. A very gentle stretch, and we're going to revisit this at the end of class. And it's going to be a little bit more intense. And just a reclined figure four stretch. And just breathe here. If you want to make it a little bit more intense, you just bring it in closer to you and press a little bit harder just to open that thigh up. Go ahead and gently switch sides. So bringing that left ankle across the right thigh, and again, just gently pressing that thigh open, opening up the hip. Lots of hip openers in today's class and lots of twists. And go ahead and gently release. We're going to take it to a happy baby pose, so my favorite. So you're bringing your feet bottoms up towards the ceiling. You can either grab the back of your thighs, the calves, or if you can, just grab your feet and pull it down towards you. Trying to pull those knees all the way down to the ground, just opening up the hips, opening up the low back. And again, just breathing here. Again, we're trying to get open to receive all this abundance and all this energy. Again, we got the new moon, we got the summer solstice, and a solar eclipse. So really taking advantage of all the energy that's kind of happening astrologically, using it to clear our blockages and to bring in abundance. And you can go ahead and gently release, extending both legs onto the mat. We're going to take our first twist here. So I just want you to bring that right knee into your chest. Give it a little hug for just a moment. Inhale here, and then exhale, just draw it over to the left. You can use that left hand to kind of help it. You can keep your arms at a T position if you prefer that, just making sure this right shoulder stays as close to the ground as possible. You probably hear my dogs barking in the background. 2 more breaths here. Go ahead and inhale, bring everything back to center. Exhale, release, and then we'll go ahead and switch sides. So bringing that left knee into the chest, just giving it a little hug here. And just take an inhale, and then exhale, draw it over to the right. Ooh, I felt my back crack on that one. You might hear those snap, crackle, pops, totally okay. Again, trying to keep this left shoulder to the mat. Just finding that nice deep twist. Just breathing here. Go ahead and inhale, come back to center, release, shake it out for just a moment, and then you can go ahead and draw your knees into your chest. We're going to rock and roll the length of our mat a few times, just massage out your spine a little bit until you get the momentum to come all the way up. We're just going to simply transition right into our tabletop here. So coming to your hands and knees, notebook out of the way, your shoulder, elbow, wrist should all be in line. Your hips are over your knees. Just get a little movement here. You can do some cat-cows if you want to. You can kind of shake it out. Maybe take some full body circles. Listen to your body. I'm not going to cue you. I want you to trust your intuition. Listen to that third eye and see what it's telling you to do. Maybe it's like take a child's pose. Maybe it's like get some cat-cows in there. You listen to you. Take a few breaths, doing what feels right. Focusing on that third eye, that eye right in the middle of your forehead. The color of the third eye chakra is an indigo, so kind of a bluish purple. All right, now when you're ready, we're going to go right into some twists here. So I want you to inhale that right arm up and open. And exhale, thread the needle, so bringing your shoulder to the mat. Taking that twist. This left hand can either stay planted in front of your face. You can extend overhead, or maybe you take a half bind behind your back. Again, trust your intuition, do what feels good. Just breathe into this twist. Go ahead and bring that left hand again to plant right in front of your face. Press into it. Inhale, open up one more time. And exhale, go ahead and release. And we'll take it to the other side. So inhale that left arm up. Exhale, go ahead and thread the needle. Again, this left hand can either plant in front of your face, it can extend overhead, or take a half bind behind your back. When you start to trust your intuition for these little things, even if it's simple as what does your body want to do in yoga, you practice trusting your intuition. You'll get better at it, and you'll be able to trust it with bigger things. Go ahead and bring that right hand again to plant right in front of your face. Press into it. Inhale, open up one more time. And exhale, go ahead and release. Shake it out for a moment if you need to. We're going to find our first downward facing dog for just a second. So tuck your toes. Go ahead and inhale your hips up and back. Find that downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the feet. Maybe shake out the hips again. Whatever feels right. And then go ahead and find stillness. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat, and exhale, go ahead and travel there. Finding your first forward fold. Maybe you rock from side to side. Maybe you want to grab opposite elbows. Really opening up the hamstrings, opening up the low back here. Now we're going to take some twists in our forward fold. So you might need a block for this, so I'll grab one just to demonstrate. You're going to place your block right in front of your face. We're going to start with the right hand, so the right palm is going to go flat on that block. You're just going to inhale, open up for the twist. So you can bend into that right knee, trying to keep the left leg as straight as you can. And just getting this nice deep twist here. You might not even need the block. You might be able to plant your hand all the way on the mat. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Trying to gaze up towards that top hand. Take a big inhale, twist a little deeper, and then exhale, go ahead and release. And we'll switch sides. So again, this left hand coming to be flat on the block or the mat. You can bend into that left knee and then inhale. Go ahead and open up for that twist. Maybe gaze up towards that top hand, even though I can't see because my hair's in the way. And go ahead and inhale, twist a little deeper, and exhale. You can release, you can move that block to the side, but again, just kind of keep it handy because we might use it later. Shake it out for a moment. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale for that halfway lift, flat spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, and exhale those hands to your heart center. Take a moment here, close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Remember our mantra. I am open to receive. And again, you can add any little things you want to the end of that, whatever it is that you want to receive. You might already be feeling a little bit more open. Maybe you feel some of those blockages moving, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. All right, we're going to take some little half sun salutations here with, you guessed it, more twists. So I want you to inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, you're going to open arm twist to the right. So opening up the arms, now you'll see that your hips kind of want to go with you, right? We don't want that to happen. We want to keep our hips straight to the front of the mat. Just twisting the upper body, because this isn't really a twist. We're twisting from the legs. This is twisting all this goodness up in here. Go ahead and inhale, come back to center. And exhale, open arm twist to the other side. Again, check in with those hips. Maybe gazing over that back hand. Inhale, come center. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, go ahead and come up to standing. And exhale your hands to your heart center. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, open arm twist. Again, really check in with those hips. Make sure you're twisting from the midsection. Inhale, come center. Exhale, open arm twist, other way. Inhale, come center. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Now this time I want you to plant your hands. You can either step back to a high plank position or tabletop, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm going to step back to my high plank. We're only going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then I want you to drop to your knees and just go ahead and lower all the way to your belly. So now we're going to get some release into our shoulders. Now a lot of the twists I know we focus on are kind of in the midsection, in the digestion area, which is what Cancer rules, but I want to get a little bit into our shoulders as well. So what you're going to do is bring that right arm out straight from your shoulder, and then you're just going to go ahead and twist the body over that right shoulder. Now know your edge. If you can only take it this far, using this left hand to kind of prop you up, that's totally fine. If you can maybe take it a little bit deeper, bringing that left foot to plant, bending into the knee, your head can rest on your mat. If you're super flexible, maybe you can reach that other arm around and grab the hands. I definitely can't do that. My shoulders are not that flexible. And just breathe here. You should feel it in the chest, the shoulder, your upper back. And then inhale, release, come back down to your belly. We'll switch sides. So extending that left arm out. Scooch over so I have enough room. And then go ahead and inhale, just twist over that left shoulder. Again, you can use this right hand to kind of press into it. Finding your edge. Just breathing into it. Your chest is going to feel so open after this. Take one more inhale, and then exhale, release back to your belly. Now we're going to check in with that third eye chakra here. So I want you to just lay on your belly. Now you can either lay your forehead directly on the mat, so your forehead is literally touching the mat with you can extend your arms back. Now I can't do that because I have glasses, so if you're like me and you have glasses, you can bring your arms to cross in front of you and just lay your forehead right on your forearms. So we're getting that pressure right on the third eye. And while you're there, I just want you to think about that mantra. I'm open to receive. Think about that third eye. Maybe that indigo color just kind of radiating out from that area. And see what comes to mind. Maybe your intuition is trying to tell you something. Listen to it. Listen to that voice. Practice non-judgment, non-attachment, but listen. Trust your intuition. I'm just going to breathe here for a few moments. When you're ready, you can gently lift your head. You can bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. We're going to press back into a child's pose. Just gently inhale, come up. And exhale, release into a child's pose. Now we're going to do another third eye chakra exercise here. So your child's pose, this is a little bit easier to do in a normal child's pose, not a wide-legged one, even though I definitely preferred wide-legged child's pose. So you can open your knees up a little bit if you need to get some space for your belly or for your chest. And then what I want you to do is, again, bring your forehead to the mat. I might actually take off my glasses for this one. And you can either extend your arms around the sides of you or through the middle if you're taking more of a wide-legged child's pose. But either way, your arms are going to the back. And you're just resting that forehead on the mat. Again, really connecting with that third eye chakra. Feeling that pressure. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths. Go ahead and gently press yourself up. And take a breather here. Notice if anything came up. If maybe something came in and you're like, oh my gosh, wow, my intuition is working. Notice it. Remind yourself that you're open, and it does take work. If nothing came in, that's totally okay. It's a practice. It'll take work to open up the third eye chakra, to get rid of those blockages, but we're working on it, right? That's what matters. All right. And we're going to take a downward dog one more time. So I just want you to tuck those toes. Inhale, press those hips up. Shake it out for a second. You want to inhale, base the top of your mat. Exhale, go ahead and travel there. Inhale for a halfway lift, flat spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, go ahead and come all the way up to standing. Woo. Hitting my moons. And exhale, come to your heart center. Close your eyes. Breathe here for a moment. Remind yourself, I am open to receive. We're going to take in one big community breath. Go ahead and inhale in through your nose. And then exhale, the mouth release. All right, we're going to get right into this main chunk of the class. So again, I want you to make sure that you have your blocks ready because we're going to use them. So have them right at the top of your mat. I don't know if you can see mine, but they're right in front of my mat here. All right, so we're going to work on some lunges, some half moons, some warriors, all that good stuff. So we're going to start with bringing the left leg back. So come in and stand at the top of your mat, feet about hip distance apart. I want you to put all the weight into your right foot. And then go ahead and step that left leg back nice and deep, about a whole leg's distance. This front foot is flat, your knee is over your ankle, your back foot is active. You can just come down into that runner's lunge again. If you need blocks, you're gonna hang out right here. You're just gonna kind of rock back and forth. Again, maybe you don't need blocks if your hands are on the mat. Now what I want you to do is just straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. A couple more times. Now go ahead and bend into that lunge. You can plant that left hand again, plant on a block if you need it. We're going to take a twist here. So inhaling up that right arm, taking that lunge twist. Breathe here. Take a big inhale in. Exhale, release. Now we're just going to inhale, step back to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Shake it out for a second. Bring the hands to your shins. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale your hands to your heart center. All right, we got the other side. So again, we're putting all that weight into our left foot. And then we're going to transition back into the lunge. So bringing up that right foot, taking a nice big deep step back. You bring your hands to your hips. Check in right here. Make sure your hips are square. Knee is over the ankle, back foot is active. And then you can go ahead and come down into that lunge. Again, if you need the blocks, they're there for you. Or just gently rock back and forth. And I want you to straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Just a couple more times. Now we're going to take that twist. So go ahead and plant that right hand again. Plant on a block if you need it. And inhale that left arm up and open. Twisting deep here. Be gazing up towards that top hand. Don't forget to breathe. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release. And then we're just going to inhale. Step to the top of our mat. Shake it out a little bit. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up, coming to stand. And exhale, hands to your heart center. All right. Now we're going to work on half moon. We're also going to take a high crescent, a little bit of a warrior. So again, just keeping those blocks. I'm going to put them right at the front of my mat, just in case I need them. So same thing here. Feet hips distance apart. You can bring your hands to your hips. We're going to step back to a high crescent. So this time, stepping back with that left leg, putting all your weight into the right foot. Stepping back to the same position as before, except this time, we're going to inhale, arms up, holding here, breathing here. I want you to take a big inhale. Exhale, find an open arm twist over the bent leg. You might not be able to twist very far, that's okay. Gaze over that backhand, make sure this knee is staying bent. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, I just want you to open up to a warrior two. So see how my hips went from square, closed, now they're open. So I'm hanging out in this warrior two. Again, this right knee is staying bent right over the ankle. Back leg is straight. And gaze over those top fingertips. Now we're going to transition into a half moon here. So half moon is a balancing posture. If you can't just hop up right into it, totally okay. You're going to play around just scooting this left leg in. So what half moon looks like is I'm putting all the weight into this front right foot, and I'm just going to gently find my balance. Opening up the hips still, so the hips are staying open. You can flex that back foot. You can always find a wall if you need it. And again, this is where the block comes in. So if you can't find that balance, you're placing your hand on a block right here. If not, get that block out of there. Ooh. Like I said, it is a balance posture. Try to focus your gaze on something that's not moving. And just hold and breathe here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to transition back into that warrior two. So just slowly coming back down, finding that warrior two. And then exhale, you're just going to step right back into, you're standing at the top of your mat. Shake it out for a moment, and we're going to take it to the other side. You might notice one side's better balanced than the other. We'll see what happens, right? All right, standing at the top of your mat, feet hip distance. You can bring your hands to your hips. This time we're putting all of our weight into that left foot. Stepping that right leg back. Finding that high lunge. We're going to inhale our arms up. Hold it here in this high crescent. Take a big inhale. Exhale, open arm twist over that bent knee. Big gaze back towards your left hand. Go ahead and inhale, come to center. Exhale, opening up for that warrior two. So again, you see my hips go from closed to open. Just like we're doing with our mantra, with our third eye, with everything, we're going from closed to open. Keeping this knee bent, finding that warrior two, gazing over those front fingers. Now again, we're going to gently transition into that half moon. So I want you to put all your weight into this front foot. Maybe you bring your hand to your hip, and you just slowly straightening the front leg, keeping the hips open. Keeping that back foot active is important. Flexing the back foot. Again, maybe you bring your hand to your block if you need it. Hold this half moon, breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to gently come back to that warrior two. Take an inhale here and then exhale. Just come back to standing at the top of your mat. Stretch it out a little bit here. Shake it out. All right. How do you feel? Do you maybe feel some of those blockages coming up? Maybe you're like, oh man, I couldn't get the pose. I couldn't balance. Guess what? It's okay. Those are the blockages that I'm talking about. Mental blockage. It's okay if you can't do it. That's why we keep working. You're opening to receive half moon pose, right? All right, standing at the top of your mat, go ahead and take a big inhale in. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and plant your hands We're just going to step back to a downward facing dog. Shake it out for a second here. We're going to take it to pigeon pose. So I want you to inhale that right leg up and back for your three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee into the same elbow, and then bring that shin parallel to the top of your mat. Drop into that pigeon. Now take a second here to check in. Take the full expression of the pose. Nice little back bend. And then exhale. You can fold over that front leg. Now if you can, maybe try to bring that forehead to the mat and reconnect with that third eye chakra. If you need a block to do that, totally fine. Get that block right in front of you and just lower your forehead to the block. Again, putting pressure on that third eye chakra, breaking up those blockages. You bring your forehead to your hands, to the mat, and just breathe here, reminding yourself that you are open to receive. When you're ready, just inhale, come back to your palms. I'm going to transition back to that three-legged dog. If that is too much for you, you're going to go right through your tabletop. It's okay. If you want to take your downward dog, you're tucking those back toes, pressing into the palm. Just inhaling up to that three-legged dog. Exhale, release. And we're going to switch sides, so inhale that left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee into the elbow, and then bring that shin parallel to the top of the mat. Right leg extends back, finding that full expression for a moment. So that nice back bend here. And then exhale. Go ahead and release, folding over that leg again. Check in with your third eye chakra here. As you breathe, remember that you are open. You're open to receive. You worked through some blockages today. Move through those blockages if they're still there with your breath. And just release anything that's holding you back. Anything that's holding you back from abundance. All those good things that you deserve to receive. When you're ready, go ahead and inhale. Come to your palms. Again, if you need to transition through tabletop, that's totally fine. If not, you're going to press into your palms, tuck the back toes, inhale to that three-legged dog, and exhale, release. Go ahead and come down to your knees, and we're going to come to our backs. Now we're going to revisit that little reclined figure four posture, but a little deeper this time. Make sure you have a block handy, so you're going to be using that as well. I want you to go ahead and, like we started, we're going to cross that right foot over our left thigh. Now if you want to stay right here, stay right here. If you want a little more, you're going to draw those legs into your chest, grabbing the back of that left thigh and pulling it in towards you. Maybe you straighten that left leg, opening up the hamstring, the hip, the low back. A little bit of everything here. And just breathe. If you flex your toes and pull it in a little bit more, you'll feel it more in that hip. Now gently release that grip that you have on the leg. I want you to twist your legs a little bit more, and we're going to take it into a twist with crossed legs. So again, we're keeping that cross in our legs. If it's too much, you can always unwind, or we're keeping that cross if you can. And just dropping those legs over to the left. So again, a twist with twisty legs. Your arms come out to a T position. Maybe you gaze over the right shoulder. Breathing here. Go ahead and inhale, come back to center. Go ahead and unwind, and we'll take it to the other side. So left ankle's coming across the right thigh. If this is okay, stay here. If you want a little more, we're going to draw it in. Grabbing the back of that right thigh, pulling it in. Maybe we straighten that back leg. Maybe you flex the feet, pull in a little bit more. And we breathe. Really feeling that openness. Go ahead and gently release that grasp you have. Twist your legs a little bit more. Cross them a little bit more. Bring your arms out to a T. And then drop them over to the right. Now the reason we use twists to break up those blockages is because if you imagine your body is like a rag, a wet rag. And when you twist a wet rag, everything comes out, right? You're twisting out all that water or whatever it is. We're doing the same thing here. Except, with our bodies. We're working on that digestion. And inhale, come back to center, release, untwist everything, shake it out for a moment. Now this is where our block is going to come in. We're going to do a little supported bridge pose here. So you're going to bend your knees, bring your foot bottoms to the mat, trying to bring your heels as close up to your butt as you can. I want you to inhale, raise those hips up, and just sneak that block underneath you, right? On your low back, where your hips meet your spine. Now you can keep it on the lowest setting if you want a little bit more. Take it up a notch, or you can take it to the highest setting if you have a really flexible low back. I'm going to release it back down. My low back's feeling kind of funky today, and that's okay. I'm using my intuition. I'm listening to my body. I hope you do the same. And just breathe here. Reminding yourself of our mantra. I am open to receive. If you'd like, you can bring your hands together to touch. And just place your thumbs right on your forehead where that third eye would be. Just check in there for a moment. Listen to the thoughts that are coming up. Again, not judging yourself for them, but trusting them. Trusting your intuition. You can go ahead and release those hands. Now we're going to come to a modified shoulder stand here. So if you'd like to take a full shoulder stand, full plow pose, please be my guest. If not, what you're going to do is just bend your knees into your chest. So staying on that block, your block is going to be your support here. And you're just going to inhale those legs straight up to the ceiling. So this is just a modified little inversion, getting the blood flowing in the opposite direction. Again, working through some blockages. Just breathing here. Maybe pointing and flexing the toes at the top. Maybe rolling out the ankles. Now when you're ready to bend the knees, go ahead and release. Plant the feet on the ground. Lift those hips up just enough to scooch that block out. You can windshield wiper out the legs. And as always, you can take any final pose here that you like. Whatever feels right for you. Trust the voice, trust what it says. Maybe there's a certain pose where your mind is screaming at you, like, do that one, we like that one, do it. I'm going to take a happy baby because that's my favorite. That's what my brain, my intuition is telling me to do. You can follow me or you can do whatever feels right for you. Just taking one final pose before our Savasana. And when you're ready, you can release. You can take any Savasana that feels comfortable here. If you want to do legs up the wall, if you want to do how we started, with your legs open, your feet bottoms together to touch. You can just straighten your legs out. Whatever feels right. You can bring your hands to the ground with your palms facing up, open to receive all that goodness. Imagine your third eye chakra is just so open right now. That indigo light is just glowing, radiating out of it. Speak it out loud if you want to. I am open to receive. I'll let you know when it's time to come back from our Savasana. Just breathe here and focus on that openness and trust that intuition. When you're ready, start to bring your awareness back into your body, back into your space. You can wiggle the toes or wiggle the fingers. You can roll out your wrists or roll out your ankles. Do anything that feels good here. When you're ready, you're going to draw your knees into your chest. Give them a little hug. And then drop over to one side using that bottom arm as a pillow, finding your fetal pose. This pose symbolizes our new beginning after releasing all that blockage, after opening ourselves up. Go ahead and gently press yourself up into a seat, keeping your eyes closed. Any seat that you are comfortable in. Bring your hands to the mat beside you, feeling the mat beneath your fingertips. On inhale, those arms up. Take in all that energy. We're open now. Take it all in. Exhale, bring them back down. Release any of those final blockages that you don't need. Inhale your arms up one more time. Exhale, bring the palms together to touch. First, bring them to that third eye chakra. Say it again. I am open to receive. And go ahead and lower them to that heart chakra. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Please enjoy this new moon, enjoy the summer solstice, get outside, celebrate, watch the sunrise, the sunset, eat some fresh food, cook, enjoy all the abundance that is right there in front of you. Thank you for doing this practice. Bring a smile to your lips, and we bow to our practice. Namaste.